Hey guys, so I'm Alex. I'm doing a roofing business. We have locations throughout the United States, and two of them are in Florida and in Minnesota. So that's what I do. I've been doing it for a while, since 2007. Brain Capital was absolutely amazing. At first, it's really hard to believe, the things that you can do with it, because to me, as a person who worked all the time for the money, it was unbelievable that you can actually do things like that. It's really hard to comprehend the numbers and some of the opportunity that opens up, for the person. But after you start working with them, you realize that it's not a empty promises. It's not just the words. It's actually becomes very, very real thing. You can actually go and touch it and do this. So for me, working with the Brian, it was absolutely amazing, magical, should I say? I saw things create out of thin air. So Rafik, being Rafik, he called me and said, "Hey man, so why don't you start actually investing with us and stop playing around with your roofing business?" Even though our roofing business was semi, good size. He's like, why don't I show you what do we do, and just come over and invest with me. So we've been friends for a long time. And I said, yeah, no problem, man. So let's do it. So we went out and bought this ran down, raggedy place with like half people missing in there. And if I would be by myself, I would just walk by because I mean, I would never buy that kind of thing. So he said, "Don't worry, this is what we're gonna do." I said, "No worries, let's do it." So basically, he took me by my hand, and we took that place. It was if I'm not mistaken, it was 23,000 square foot small like local mall with 50% occupancy. So he took that with the capital improvements and all that stuff. We bought it for 850, and throughout the 2.5 years, with the improvements and all that stuff, at the end of the that cycle, we sold it for $3.2 million. It was absolutely magical. One of the best things that's ever happened to me. And besides money, I became a believer. I became like, hey, you know what? I can do this. I mean, with the correct knowledge, correct coaching, correct people around me, correct team, I can achieve a lot of things. What's happened in spite about that is I lost the touch with my business because I looked at it. I'm like, you know what, man? I've been struggling with this business for years, for decades, for a long time. And I'd much rather go and invest full time. So that was absolutely mind blowing and life changing for me. What was impressive about the team itself that the team was really open. So it was an open book. So me being sort of kind of an outsider, I could have called and get my questions answered literally right away. It was open book. If I didn't understand some of the things, they were, like they were no problem explaining to me. And weirdest thing is they'll take that and share the secret sauce, what they're doing exactly. They'll share it. It's not a big deal, not a big problem, to say things. And it was open book policy. If you need a question, you just walk into the, office if you want to and just talk to people. It was crazy. Communication was superb. Rafik attached one of his best guys. Sean was on the deal with us as well. And he said, you know what, man, we need Sean because, Sean is actually going to pay very, very close attention to you. So I said, let's do it. So Sean was there. They're both, Rafik and Sean was holding my hand throughout the whole process. It was really cool, man. I love the team itself. One of the new opportunities. So we just joined up on Ohio deal. There's a mall. Well, there's like a mall / truck stop. So whatever, one of those weird buildings that we bought. It's 560,000 square foot building. It's in Ohio. Unbelievable deal because we had a history and all that stuff. Rafik just called me. It's like, hey, do you want to partner up with this kind of deal? I said, absolutely, sign me up. And after cashing out the big check, it's free. The second one becomes like kind of natural, and you just you just getting taste for it. So that deal we just partnered up. It just happened about a month ago. Looking forward for that. Like the performer looks really good. Seems like it's gonna be awesome deal. It's gonna be very, very good. So it's a life changing. As I said, to me, it was normal, natural, should I say, to wake up and go to work every day, every morning, and come back home, tired, sometimes pissed off, sometimes unsatisfied with life itself. It was normal. It was a thing to do because everybody around me did it. And working with Bryant, it opened up its completely different dimension. It's a completely different world where people happy. It was interesting to see that people who technically competed with each other, they actually help each other. They can come over and help you out with the deal and ask nothing for it in return. It was just blown my mind. So that was a life-changing event, So after I saw a first deal, I thought to myself, you know what, man? There are dime a dozen deals out there. My eye opened up and I looked at my life and I said, you know what? It's not too late to change my life and become one of those guys right there. I want to become one of the boys who actually deal this kind of things. And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know what? I got everything, but I can't do. So for me, doing that first deal gave me opportunity to believe in myself in a level that I never could have done it without it. I would recommend to think about your life. If you go to bed and you are unsatisfied with your life, you're not looking forward to go to work tomorrow, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I would recommend. If the person who's thinking about joining in, they want to change their life and they want to do it in safe manner without taking out the big risks and having somebody who's going to hold your hand throughout the whole thing, 100%, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that everybody should try it. Sure thing.